I guess that's part of it. Woo! What's up? Dude, a long time no see. What's it been, a week? Dude, yeah, you should. Yeah, me too. Nah, dude. But what's up? I don't know about you, Holden, but I am getting so ecstatic, electric, excited for some football. It is just creeping up ever so closer, and I'm chomping at the bit. How are you handling these final days of preseason?
I'm starting to twitch. Like every time I see football on my television, I mean, I was literally watching on Monday night the Seattle Seahawks versus the Chicago Bears, and I didn't care who was playing. I just saw live football, and I just loved it. And I just can't wait till it matters, because people are saying some stuff already about, the Commandos and how they're being like, oh, Carson Wentz is this. And like, dude, it's preseason. Let's chill out. I'll worry week 1 after Jacksonville. Then we'll talk. But like right now, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like I need to feel. And I just can't wait until September 8th. I just can't wait.
I mean, thankfully, yeah, no. Like, it's going to be insane. I'm trying to contain my excitement. I think, like, you know me, I'm a real realistic fan. And just, like, after the show that the Bills put up this past weekend, I was like, nothing is going to stop this team. We'll get into it. We'll get into it later because, for the viewers and listeners at home, this is the episode where we give you our season predictions, who's going to win the division, who's going to underperform, who's going to overperform, all that fun jazz. Some bets along the way because I don't know if you were keeping track last year, I actually did pretty good with the season bets on the win totals. So that was pretty good. So I'm ready to get into it. Holden, you're ready to get into it. Let's get excited. Let's get lit. My name's Sean. I'm partial to the Buffalo Super Bowl hopeful. Oh my God, it's the first time I think I've said that out loud. Bills.
And my name is Holden, and I am partial to the Washington Commanders, baby. That's right. Fresh threads for the season. Let's go.
Dude, I can't believe it. You already got the fresh threads, dude. I don't know about you. I'm starting to turn to you. I'm like, I can't have enough Bills gear. I think I need like a Bills thing for every occasion. You know what I mean? Like cufflinks, glasses, like just absurd oddities. Like just
you gotta think. I'm restarting. Like
you are.
It's like you had Washington football. I mean, obviously you had Redskins.
Yeah.
And then you had Washington football team. And now you have Commanders, and it's just like I've got to reset every single year. So it's just like I'm getting all this new stuff. But
dude, I think it's strategic for Dan. I think he knew that when he bought the team, and he was just like, "I'm gonna milk these idiots for every dollar I can on merch."
Too bad Dan got this on eBay for $15.
Oh, dude, eBay will hook you up. That or some DH gate, but you didn't hear that from me. Yeah, dude. So I don't know if you want to get into it, but I guess we'll just start with like season predictions. You want to go through some divisions, and we'll just do winners and win totals?
Yeah, dude.
Whatever.
Why not, dude?
Dude, let's start off with your team since we're on the talk of the commies. NFC East. Do I even have to ask who you have? Who's going to win this division?
No, you don't have. You can ask, but you know.
This is true. This is true.
You know.
Oh my gosh! Wait a second, Holden. Is that a sponsor I see?
It is. Yes. This is our sponsor. I'm a sugar-free guy, so Red Bull likes to send me the sugar-free.
Dude, you and Aaron Young. Shout out Aaron Young.
He's recovering our Steelers expert.
Yeah, Steelers expert recovering from a hand injury. He,
knife got the better of him.
Yeah, it really did. He got in a fight with the kitchen knife, and the kitchen fight with the knife won.
But yes, they sent me a bunch. No, you should laugh at that. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, dude, shout out our sponsor. Oh, I almost forgot. Red Bull. Red Bull gives you wins, gives your teams wins, your gambling wins, all the wins all season long. Shout out Red Bull for fueling our fandom all season long. Partially biased. The show with
biased takes from biased fans. Partially.
I almost forgot that part. It's been a minute.
Hey, it doesn't matter, dude.
I think a better question for the NFC East here, like staying on track. Who do you think? Like, so you're obviously pulling for the Commanders. You think they're going to
Commanders
do it
plus
all?
450, plus 450. I feel like the value's there. I would not take the Cowboys because they won last year. If you were gonna, if you're an unbiased fan and you want to look at it, you could say everybody thinks the Eagles are going to win, and that's all determined on how Jalen Hurts plays. You got AJ Brown. You know, Jason Kelsey came back. They got some defensive pieces in the draft. You know, I
And
just feel like I don't. A lot of it just is going to come. It's all going to come down to. And I will say Devontae Smith should be healthier.
mhm.
Tight end Dallas Goddard is going to be.
Who's your second? Who's your second? Like, because we know.
I feel like my second would. I'm not trying to be biased when I say this, but at the same time, like I really don't feel like the Cowboys are going to be that good this year, and that could come back and bite me at the end of this. Maybe there's just so much of this like stirred up like frustration that I have with the Cowboys, but I look at this division and I'm like, I don't see where they got better from last year personally.
I don't
like
either.
they didn't add anything. I mean, everyone's going to
No.
talk about like their punt returner that had a good preseason, a couple like
All right,
last
dude,
past weekend.
like, special teams are important, but they're not everything. And like, I don't want to say it's preseason, but it's preseason.
It's preseason. So I mean, like this could come back to bite me, but I think, I mean, I'm biased. So I'm taking Washington, and then I'll take the Eagles, and then I'm going to take the Cowboys. But I think the Cowboys they might be like at that 9-8 spot. And you got to think too, Cowboys are playing a first place schedule. They're playing tough teams. They come out Sunday night against Tampa Bay. That's a tough game. And it's just like, I mean, Tom Brady can sit here and miss 11 days of practice and not beat an eye because it's Tom Brady. So, I mean, like, I think he's going to be focused, ready to go. I don't think there's anything to worry about there. I just feel like we've got the pieces in place. This is year 3 for Ron Rivera. We've got the weapons. Logan Thomas just came off the PUP list today.
Yeah.
You know,
I think just the fact that y'all have a healthy starter, like, I mean, ups your win total. Let's see if I can find it real quick. They got y'all at 7.5 last year, winning 7. I could see y'all going over that. Like, I think that's a very achievable goal, especially in a 17-week or 17-game season. Yeah.
I mean, I'm biased. I'm taking my boys. That's what this show's about. I mean, like, if I don't believe it, then who's gonna? I mean, I believe it every year. So that's just who we are as fans. Realistically, if you want to look at it, I mean, you could talk about maybe the Eagles, but I still just like, I feel like we played them tight last year and we didn't have great quarterback play. And we've got a quarterback who's got a chip on his shoulder that plays that team twice a year. So like, I'm ready.
I think y'all drafted well. Like, I mean, Philly had a nice draft too. That interior defensive lineman from Georgia, who's just an absolute freak of nature. But, you know, I mean, there's just a lot of like question marks for that division specifically, because like I think there's just like not a lot of knowns. Like Dallas is just like, okay, which Dak are we going to get? Is Ezekiel Elliott over the hill? Like, are they just going to feed CD Lamb the ball like 30 targets a game and hope that works? You know, I mean, Philly, you know, you're hoping that Jalen Hurts like somehow like has this crazy season that some people are predicting for him to have, and they're putting these pieces right. And then for the Giants, you're hoping Brian Dable is able to work some magic on that quarterback, you know, or if not, I don't know, move on. We could see Tyrod Taylor starting at some point potentially.
We could, and that actually scares me toward the end of the year because we got to play the Giants twice in December, and I feel like Daniel Jones has gotten the better of us sometimes, but I feel like I would rather see still some more of a younger guy than like a vet like Tyrod, who has been lethal before. He's smart, and he's, you know, everybody gets behind Tyrod. So I'm taking my squad. I'm going to take them to win the division. That's my NFC East prediction for that one. Who do you got? Yeah, and you know, it's okay. You can say who you think.
Dude, it's just like tough. I want to say Washington, but it's just like I think Carson. I want to say it really comes down to his shoulders. I think the defense is built to carry some of the weight. I think the offensive structure too. I think having healthy wide receivers helps. I think just health in general, you know, and I think y'all definitely had an upgrade. Like, and it's just terrible luck last year with Fitz. Like, I think if Fitz starts that whole season, like, yeah, you have some classic Fitzpatrick games where maybe he throws 3 interceptions, but you have like another game where he throws like 5 touchdowns. Like,
yeah.
And I think that's what you need. So I'm probably gonna like unbiasedly, I would pick the Birds just because like I think they made so many off-season additions that it makes sense. But dude, the NFC East is just one of those divisions that you can just not like put a place on. And like I don't like Mike McCarthy either. I think he's kind of an overrated coach. Like I don't think he's that good. Like I think Dallas lucked out on a struggling Washington and New York Giants franchise. I think they are pretenders. I do not think they are for real. So that's why it's like I think this is the toughest division probably outside of the AFC West to predict.
It is, because it's just every year something different. And that's why, again, like I feel like it would either be Washington or the Eagles. I'm not going to take the Cowboys because you just don't see back-to-backs, and it's been 20 years of that. So I'm not picking a back-to-back.
No, exactly. I think that's smart. I think that's where the move is. There's nothing too crazy, at least like for bets wise for me in that division. But some of them can always arise. I guess just since we start with the NFC East, we'll just go to the AFC East, baby.
Oh, like it.
Yeah,
because this is partially biased.
Yeah, it's partially biased. I was like, do I say this my rant for the end? But who knows? I want to get people hooked now.
Let's do it.
I cannot express how high my hopes are for this team, how in love I am with this team, like how I just continue to be impressed time and time again. Like I'll kind of like back off it and be like, okay, yeah, no, we're good, but we're not. There is so much depth. Josh, even in the limited action that we've seen, is just out of his mind. I think we realistically have 5 starters at running back, which is nuts. Our run game was insane. I think we have the potential to be the number 1 defense again, the number 1 offense, knock on wood, or to speak into existence. I think there's a chance this team is good enough to go 17-0 or 16-0, whatever it is. I think we are that good. I think Gabe Davis is insane. This kid we picked up in the 5th round from Boise State is just an absolute monster. People reporting from camp. Still got James Crowder doing work. OJ Howard getting involved. It really just comes down to Josh, and I think he's going to prove he really is the number 1 quarterback in this league. And as a Bills fan, that is insane for me to say out loud. Like I'm like, when is the other foot going to drop? But I think this is the team. I think this is the time. I think we're going to surprise a lot of people, even though we're, everyone's talking about us, but that's it, especially with New England not being special. I think Miami are definitely pretenders into I was really rooting for the Jets in a way because I thought they had a really good draft, really good offseason. And then this news about Zach Wilson getting outplayed by Joe Flacco. And then I'm not sold on the severity of his knee injury. Like they didn't say it was an ACL. They said it was just a meniscus and a minor thing. That's just not a good sign. That's not a good sign of a young
It could linger. Too. Yeah, it could linger too. Like you just don't know how he's going to react to it when he gets back out there too. So
yeah. So I like that sucks. Like, but yeah, no, it's all Bills all day. I mean, previewing to the bets or whatever. Take the win over. Take the win total over. Take them for the spread every game. Also, just while we're still in preseason, for only 1 more week, they actually have the 2nd longest win streak of covering the spread in preseason games. I think 11 in a row, 10 in a row, something like that. Like obviously in first is Baltimore. So you got to ride that. If you're a gambler, you take it, every single time. Don't even think about it. Just take it.
I ain't taking it this week, baby. Snap streak is getting that 22 game streak is coming to an end this week, baby.
I love it. We'll see, baby. But yeah, man, dude. So
that's I'm with you. I'm with you. I don't have to say much on it. That's one of the ones that I'm on. And I guess I got a little 2-legger and a little 3-legger on division champions that I've already put for futures.
That.
Well, here's the thing. And I mean, I guess I'll talk about it afterwards. We'll go through them all and then I'll talk about it afterwards. But yes, I have the Bills for pretty much all the reasons you just said. And that's it. I mean, there's no other, that's it.
Go ahead and and for fantasy purposes, it's just pick them. I think he's going to find Stephon Diggs. I think Gabe Davis has a potential to be like a breakout. I think we saw it at the end of last year. Everything I've seen in preseason and camp, he's just gotten even better. I would take his over for receptions and touchdowns and yards, whatever. I think with Stephon, when he's covered, they're going to go to him default and they have that trust and rapport. But moving it on, I think we snake draft this. Let's keep in the AFC. Let's go to the 2nd most competitive division outside of the NFC East, the AFC West, man. I don't know.
Oof, that's hard.
I think this is really just a coin flip. And I think like football, a physical sport, is going to come down to health. Your best ability is availability. And right now, man, I don't know. I think, is there any reason to not go on last year's champs?
So this is tough, and I've battled with this one. I mean, in my the pit of my stomach, I want to take. It's so hard. It really is, because you look at them and you're like, okay, they all have quarterbacks. Okay, they all have a stud receiver. Okay, they've got good running back. They all have kind of everything. They've got defensive pieces in place. They really all of them have it. I want to go with the Broncos just because I think the Broncos were that team that's they were so close. Like they were just kind of that
Yeah, they weren't
500
bad.
average team. Yeah, they weren't bad. Like
Yeah,
they've got Javonte Williams, young up and coming back.
yeah, he's
They've
nice.
got defensive pieces. They've got weapons. Even though Tim Patrick got hurt for the season, they still have Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton. But I'm like, and then you add a star caliber quarterback to it. I still think that I'm gonna ride with the Chiefs just because it's like sometimes you just don't want to get away from what you know. Like it sounds flashy and it's exciting and it's like look at all this stuff, but the Chiefs have owned that division. I don't
Yeah,
see much changing. I know they lost Tyreek Hill. They got Juju. Juju's a young receiver who can still he still can be great, and that comes with a great quarterback. And I still think they have a great coach, which is a huge part of that.
Yeah.
And they still have Travis Kelce too. So I mean, they've got weapons. I still think they have weapons. So my pick for that's gonna still be the Chiefs. I think you get them at plus 150, plus 155.
I like that.
They're technically the favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could come out here and say like, of course, I wouldn't be surprised if any of them won because I wouldn't. But it's like I think the Chiefs are gonna win this division again.
No,
just because I think they have the experience too. I mean, they've owned this division for a while and they've got the experience to do it. And they also have those like high intensity games under their belt with being in the playoffs, being Super Bowl runs so much. So I'm going to ride the
from
Chiefs.
Behind, like playing
all
close.
All that.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, they did.
So I'm going to ride the Chiefs for another year until proven otherwise.
Dude, no, I'm totally with you on that. It's just like I think the one weird X factor is just always I feel Mile High Stadium is like in this league of like home venues. It's like there and it's like Lambeau and then like I don't know, maybe you want to say Foxborough or something of like, yeah, I think you do have an advantage because people just aren't used to the elevation. You could say the cold, whatever. Like, and that does play into their favor a little. I do think that they're maybe getting a little overhyped. Like, don't get me wrong, Russell Wilson's great. He's a future Hall of Famer. But I think them losing that wide receiver, I think maybe not necessarily having the most chemistry. I mean, I think that's kind of tough. I mean, what was I looking at here? Vegas has them at, what is it, 10.5 when they only won 7 games last season. I mean, 4-game improvement potentially, but I think the Chargers really kind of went all out, getting Mac in the offseason. What is it? I think they got a wideout too, another weapon for Herbert. I can't remember, but you know,
I mean, you still got Allen. They extended Derwin
Williams,
made him the highest paid safety. Austin Eckler, I mean, who's just like a workhorse. So again, this is the hardest one. I'm just going to stick with the Chiefs just because it's just. You could say it's the easy pick, but I think it's a hard pick because it's hard. It's hard not to want to pick somebody else. I think it's hard not to want to pick the Chargers or the Broncos. And nobody's talking about the Raiders, but it's like the Raiders they could be really good. They probably are going to be good. They made the playoffs last year.
They got Max Crosby, and I forgot they got that other pass rusher from Arizona last year who played for the Pats before. I can't remember his name. That's crazy. I remember all these things except his freaking name. But yeah, it's like that's wild. Devontae Adams is nice. Like, I mean, at running back, they're still good. Like Carr is a top 15 quarterback. It is a playoff team from last year. I think they're getting a little disrespect. I wouldn't mind throwing a little money on them because, I mean, Vegas has them at 8.5, and they won 10 games last year. I don't really think they got worse. Their division got better, but I don't know if they got worse. So I'm half tempted to put an under on the Broncos and an over on the Raiders. Like, and then Chargers are just at something kind of ridiculous at, I mean, not ridiculous, but 10.5, only won 9 last year. I think that's like, I don't know, you're splitting hairs there. But that's all I've got to say about that. Every one of those division games is a must-watch game.
Oh yeah, we said it last week. It was like it's going to be prime time. It's going to be so much fun. Like it's going to be so much fun to watch.
Spin zone sucks for us East Coast guys. You know why? Because they always have the late games, I feel like, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, if you have a Monday nighter, if it's like Denver and LA or like freaking Raiders and Kansas City or whatever, it's like that sucks for us because, you know, it's going to be a rough day the next day. So, you know,
you just gotta suck it up during football season because that's just how it is, baby.
Yeah,
that's just how it is.
Roll into work, tell your boss, hey, you know, I had some money on the line.
Oh,
I had to see that through.
They know.
Oh, they know with you, brother. I know that. But dude, another contentious.
Wait, so who you picking?
I picked it. You know what? I can't pick the same as you.
You could.
No.
It's up. What do you think? What is Sean?
I don't know, man. Dude, I'm so torn.
Come on, man.
Dude, it's like my brain's in a puzzle. It's like I can't untangle
this
it.
this one is hard. I know this one's
See,
hard.
because like I feel as soon as I talk myself into one team, then I talk myself out of it with another. But I kind of want to. Yeah, I'll go Chiefs. I think they've had it. I don't think the Chargers are quite there yet. I think Justin Herbert just needs another year to like not be a wily
It's not to say
vet.
that these teams don't make the playoffs. It's just like
No.
these teams they'll probably have 3 teams come out of there. So
Also, spin zone. I don't think LA Chargers have that good of a home record. Like I know they finally got a new stadium, but I just don't think they played. I don't think they have a big fan base right now. I mean, it's all they're still San Diego in my mind for sure. But let's move it on. NFC West, another crazy division. I think I asked you. It's so many movements. Golly, before I even pick a winner, I'm just gonna say this is one of my best bets. Is the Seattle Seahawks will win under. I think this team is going to be very bad. I think it's not going to be good at all, unless I'm just dead wrong about Drew Lock. Like, I'm sorry, I don't see it. Y'all ain't got a running back. There's no line. There's no defense. Like, you got DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. Like, and Drew Lock gives you nothing to talk about, and it's just like I can't wrap my head around it, except maybe Phil Carroll, like just trying to rebuild. But he's so old. Why would you want to stay around for a rebuild? So I just think this division is too competitive with everyone else in it. So take the Seattle Seahawks win under, which is actually at 5.5. That's actually really, really low.
that's pretty low. Yeah.
They won 7 last year, but I just don't see it. I think they're going to be one of the worst teams in football. But it's going to be them. It's going to be another one I get to. But for the winner, dude, I think there's no reason not to pick the LA Rams. Not to be like uncontentious, you know?
No, I mean, I could not agree more. I think at plus 130, I think at plus money, when you're looking at the Bills who are at, last time I saw, I mean, they opened at minus 180-ish and now they're at minus 230.
Yeah.
I don't see how the Rams, and I guess you could say because the Cardinals and the Niners are still there, but like Trey Lance is a question mark.
Yeah.
Cardinals always fall off a little bit.
Yeah.
And you're not going to have D-Hop for the first 6 games. Which is
that's right. I forgot about that.
That's important.
Call. That is huge.
And then Seattle, you lost your quarterback. So I'm just like, again, there's a little minor concern with Matt Stafford's injury, and I think he'll be fine. But I think, again, there's just too many weapons. They traded for Allen Robinson, got Bobby Wagner, who's still got tons of gas. Donald came back for this reason. McVay came back for this reason. I think it's a very easy bet to take them at plus 130, whatever it is. I think that's a really solid plus money bet.
You know what? And like, I hate to say it because I feel like the Cardinals are this flashier team with like the way that like Kyler Murray plays and D-Hop, and like then they have Zach Ertz and like, oh, they got Hollywood Brown, old teammate. Like I don't know, the list goes on. JJ Watt, like, but part of me is like, where's the running back? Even though that is a position that seems to get of lesser importance as years go on, unless it's like a real outlier. But if I was going to pick a contender, someone to really give the Rams a run for their money, it's San Fran. I feel they're just so well coached and so well schemed, and like, I don't know. Some people aren't big on Trey Lance. I like Trey Lance. I think he is a Shanahan-style quarterback. So, and then like Debo's
don't get me wrong. I love
nice.
North Dakota State boys. Okay, I love
I know
North Dakota
you do.
State quarterback. Okay, I need to see it. That's the problem with some of this stuff. Is I just need to see, and I know we saw glimpses of it.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, I think from a fantasy perspective, like Trey Lance is gonna be sweet. Like, I think he's gonna be awesome in that offense.
Yeah.
I think they got tons of backs that they can use.
Yeah.
Ayuk, Samuel, it's going to be Kittle. It's going to be great. It's just, I don't know. It's just, he's just so young. And it's not to say that he can't do it. It's second year. He learned under Garoppolo. Like, it could just be like a Pat Mahomes type scenario where he comes in behind an Alex Smith and just like starts rolling.
Yeah.
I still just think Rams added too much.
I agree.
Already a good team.
Yeah, no, they reloaded so well.
Yeah, like they you got everything. I mean, you're like, I just don't know what you lost really. I mean, so
I don't know either. I mean, it definitely comes down to that quarterback because I couldn't name that backup. I mean, you know, I'm sure they could pick up, I don't want to say someone, and like it sucks that Jimmy G is in their own division. Otherwise, I'd say, yeah, trade for him. Yeah, like so I don't know. You can maybe even put Case Keenum back there and it probably wouldn't be too bad. But something like that. But anyway, so we're both on the Rams. That's
both
cool.
on the Rams.
We're snaking it. We're going to the NFC North, the team of the frozen tundras. Holden, Are you swayed at all by Hard Knocks? Are you on the Dan Campbell hype train?
I am on the hype train. I love watching Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
I love the way, I love his just the grit attitude that he's got. Have you watched the first 2 episodes already?
Yeah, I watched the first two. I got to catch up on the third.
That comes out today, right?
I think so. I thought it was Sunday nights. I can't remember.
Is it Sunday night?
I don't know. I'm going to watch it, though.
Anyways, yeah. I think I do think they're going to be good. Like, it does scare you, like, whenever you're seeing this team, like, oh, man, they could be really good. But, I mean, they do this every year with every team. The HBO and NFL films and all that, they're so good at, like, making teams seem better than they are just because of all, like, the behind the scenes. I think they're going to be very competitive. I mean, they were pretty competitive last year. You go back and there were, I think we had talked about this too, where how there's so many games where the margin was here. And we're like,
I think no one lost more one-score games than they did.
So I mean, it was close.
Yeah.
I still just think like it's Aaron Rodgers. I'm not betting against him, man. I'm sorry, dude. I'm just not doing it.
Him.
A lot of people can't. I don't mind. I don't mind him as much as other people, but I know that people are going to say too, like, oh, he lost Devontae Adams and maybe he doesn't have anybody to throw to, but maybe he turns somebody into something because he's Aaron Rodgers. Like, it's one of those type scenarios.
And I don't know, because I think it's not even a Tom Brady thing, where it's like, okay, like, I don't know, when he went to Tampa, it's like, okay, he had Mike Evans, okay, he had Chris Godwin, okay, like they even found like AB to be productive in certain circumstances, and Rob Gronkowski. I look at that offense, it doesn't scare me. And part of me is thinking like, okay, is this a cultural shift almost in a way of like, okay, we're going to play hard defense. We're going to be a run first team. Like, I don't know, AJ Dillon's going to be out of the slot, like 20 snaps out of the game, and we're going to give our backs like, I don't know, 30 targets a game, like 15 apiece, I just don't see it. I don't think they're built to win.
So you taking the Vikes?
No, they're probably going to win the division because that division sucks.
So well, I mean, you could go Kirk. You could hop on the Kirk bandwagon, dude.
No, because it's Kirk frickin' Cousins. I mean, maybe he has a career year, and it's just him lobbing it up to Justin Jefferson all game long. We finally get a healthy season from Cook. Defense gets stops when it needs to, and that's really it. But I'm not going to bet on that, especially with a first-year head coach. No. I ain't betting on that. But yeah, I don't understand what Matt LaFleur is doing in Green Bay with no weapons. I'm sorry, Alan Lazard is not, I don't even want to say like a Chris Hogan in New England or Julian Edelman or, the list goes on of like, if we're talking about guys on a similar level of like, okay, they make people play up to their level. I don't think Aaron Rodgers necessarily does that. And that being said, like on a slight tangent for the division of the NFC North, like if Seattle is like one of my top worst teams, I think the absolute worst is going to be the Chicago Bears. I think they are going to be god awful. And I think that's why the Packers take this division, because you have 2 easy wins there. At worst, you're splitting with Vikings and Detroit. Like, it'd be nice if Detroit would sneak one, but I don't think they're quite there yet. I do love Detroit's win total at 6.5. I'd have to take a larger look at their record, but like, I think I could see them sneaking 7 wins,
Well, see, I like the way you're looking at it too, because to win your division, you have to win within your division. So you're looking at it the right way. And again, that's just another reason why I'm looking at mainly quarterback play, which I think you have the best quarterback there.
Yeah.
And he's had, his quote, "I still own you" against the Bears. Like, he's going to do that. Yeah, he's going to do that again. And again, with like the Vikings, I think they'll probably sneak one. I think they open. I believe Vikings play Packers in Minneapolis week 1. I think Packers are -2 currently. But like, that's a huge game to start things off. Like, that's a big game to start things, to get things going. But it's like, I think, like you said, they'll beat the Bears twice. They'll probably beat Detroit twice, and they'll split with the Vikings and the rest. I mean, I think they're just going to have too good of quarterback play. So.
I mean, I'm with you, but like, I mean, just talking about like, I guess season like totals or whatever, it's crazy here that Vegas has Chicago and Detroit listed at the same 6.5. And I think Detroit is a much better team than Chicago. So like, that's why, like I could see them sneaking one. So
I agree.
But this just sucks, man. Like, oh, like Packers are just gonna win it just because they got Aaron Rodgers. It's just like
Sometimes that's how it works, though, man. It sucks to say, but like when a quarterback is that consistent and that good, the Peyton Manning, the Tom Brady,
except in
the
the
Aaron
postseason.
Rodgers. Yeah, we're just talking we're just talking winning divisions right now. We're not
Nah,
talking
you're right.
pre.
You're right.
We're not
You're right.
talking
You're right.
past that. We're talking who's going to win the division.
Well,
Packers
I mean,
probably going to win that division.
a tough schedule.
It is tough, but they always have tough schedules.
I
They
know.
always have tough schedules. They always do.
But that's one of those with another crazy like home field advantage, you know.
Oh
like,
yeah.
They definitely buy into
sure.
that. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll see.
So who
we'll
you taking? I'm taking Pack.
I'm taking the Packers. I can't take.
It's
Kirk
hard.
Cousins.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
It's like my brain is telling me to do it. My mouth is like, no.
Well, dude, I would love to take, and it's not to say like I wouldn't love to just like for fun maybe very lightly sprinkle a little something on Detroit 950. Like, okay, what happens if Aaron Rodgers goes down? Yeah, there you go. Like
that's true.
Wide open. But
then it's the Jordan Love era, brother.
That would suck, I think, for Green Bay fans, to be honest. But
I guess we look to see him go out, you know,
just saying.
His own power. Whatever. Just saying.
All right, if you want, Hard Knocks might make me sprinkle a little something. Once we get through all of Hard Knocks, I might sprinkle a little something on plus 950.
Dude, the Lions is like, I'm just thinking like from a receiving standpoint, like Ahmad St. Brown was great, awesome. I think he's gonna have another good season. He's gonna get a lot of targets.
Oh, he's sweet. Talking about naming, you saw him name every receiver taken ahead of him,
and he's got a dog and a half in him.
His dad coaches him.
And his former Mr. Olympian. Dude, they were getting that. I was motivated. I was like, I want to go to the gym right now, man.
Yeah,
curls, pump some iron, man.
And his brother's on the Bears, right?
Yeah, but dude, the Bears are so bad. Like, they have so many injuries. Like, Justin Fields has no time to throw. The defense sucks. Like, I think it's really going to be them and Seattle competing for who's going to have the top pick, which is just
crazy. That's crazy,
isn't it? This was Seattle Seahawks somehow always find a way to make the playoffs. You know, after the Super Bowl years, and now just full implosion. I feel almost didn't get enough for Russell Wilson, and it's weird. And this is also a Bears team that was a wild card team like 2 years in a row. Like,
yeah,
with Mr. Trubisky. So I don't know, but that's why I just like I almost want to bet on Detroit. Part of me is like, all right, where's the run game? Who's their number 2 wide receiver?
Oh, dude, run game. I mean, DeAndre Swift will be good, I think. And
I think so.
They do have
okay.
They do have a good line. I mean, they've got a
oh yeah, they do. They got that kid.
They've got
Oregon
Sewell,
from the other year.
Sewell, and then they got Ohio State, Taylor.
And I know they got that edge rusher. They got the number 1 pick in
Hutchinson.
But it's like, how much does defensive end really, like, I don't want to say transform your win total, you know? And you hope Goff a second year, you know,
he could
be his strengths.
Pass rushers can be extreme. I mean, you think about like a Bosa type.
That's true.
You know, like a Bosa type impact. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm hoping the same for Chase Young coming back this year off injury. Oh. But like, it can be very disruptive, especially when you've got one side. You know, he could take on some double teams that could free up
other people,
a no-name guy essentially.
Yeah.
So
and with that extra pressure, it'll make it easier on the secondary. No, you're right. But I don't know. I'd love to see the Packers get dethroned. I think that would be hilarious.
It would be sweet. It would be so much fun. I mean, I honestly I'm not gonna be mad. I just think
you're mad.
From a perspective of just like, who should you take with your head? The only thing that I'm not doing with my head, I'm doing with my heart too, is NFC East. But in this division, I'm like, with my head, I'm gonna go Pack. Mainly because of Aaron Rodgers. I'm sorry. It's just how I know. It sounds, but I don't know what else to say.
All right.
We're witnessing one of the greatest quarterbacks, dude. We are witnessing some of Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers. I mean, unfortunately,
Aaron Rodgers doesn't want to win. He doesn't hate to lose.
It's still fun to watch him play. Do you not? I mean, I love watching the ball come out his hand. I mean, it's so
frustrating
much fun.
When he, like, in years prior, he's like, there was a little hissy fit of like, oh, the front office isn't giving me tools to succeed. Like, and then just totally like lets his number 1 target like leave, and there's no one else to replace him. And like, I don't know, all this has like, it's just like you can't have both ways. I've been saying this even last year. You can't say, wow, I really want to win, and then you take the biggest contract you can when you're old as dirt, you know, still playing good ball, but like you're old, you're not going to get any younger, and like and that doesn't allow them to spend money on free agents or like defense or offense, and then the GM doesn't draft a wide receiver. It just doesn't sound like you want to win a championship. Sounds like you want to get as much cash as you can before you're out of this league and on an island doing ascawaja or whatever, like natural like mushrooms he does or whatever. That freaking hippie nerd. Of course, it's from California. It makes sense. But all right, we've talked about this division enough.
We've been on a rant here. We've been on.
God,
Let's keep it
Rodgers.
moving.
This is the Hate Aaron Rodgers podcast. Me and Big Cat, we got that.
Yeah,
I like AFC North.
I like Aaron Rodgers. All right.
I mean, he's a cool guy. I'd like to get a beer with him, but it's just frustrating. Like, I couldn't imagine being a Packers fan. You're like, oh, we had a Hall of Fame quarterback and only got one Super Bowl out of him. Like, gee, I wonder why.
Bro,
like,
who cares?
I care.
It's one Super Bowl. Do you have a Super Bowl?
Not yet.
No. Do I have a Super Bowl in my lifetime? No. Aaron Rodgers already got a Super Bowl. If my quarterback came here and got
he's not a true
Bowl,
competitor. He's not a true competitor. He may be a great athlete, but he's not a competitor.
Oof, that's a bold statement.
Russell Wilson's a better competitor than Aaron Rodgers.
Bold statement.
Yeah, I'm telling you, dude. He doesn't hate losing. He may enjoy winning, but he doesn't hate losing. Or if so, he doesn't like winning championships. He's fine with winning divisions. He doesn't like winning championships.
They don't score, they don't hit, they don't fight, they float.
They don't love to win.
They don't hate to lose.
And that's it. All right, well, we'll end it at that. We'll have all season to talk about this.
That's true.
Right.
That's true.
AFC North. This is a crazy division. I'm going to be crazy to say it. I'm picking Steelers, man.
What?
I'm going to go right and say it. I'm
wild, man. You're a wild man. You are a wild man.
Tell me why not? They look good.
I'll tell you why.
I know it's only preseason.
Because of their
they have a great head coach. They have a great defense.
I understand they have a great head coach. Okay.
They have a great running game.
So you're telling me
the Browns are going to finish last in the division. Baltimore can't pass the freaking ball. I mean, did Cincinnati do anything to get better? I mean, don't get me wrong, they're really good, but were they the best team in the AFC last year?
Yes, they were.
I don't think they were. I don't think the Bills were better.
I mean, I don't think they were better, but I mean, realistically, they were. I mean,
they got there. Sometimes the best team doesn't win on Sunday, and that's just a fact.
I just think there is just way too. I have to go. I gotta go Ravens.
Oh, dude, why?
Lamar's gonna get a contract before the end of this. Lamar's gonna get a contract. I'm telling you, dude. J.K. Dobbins is coming back. Okay, you still have a good coach on the other side.
Last year?
He missed the whole season.
Did he?
Yeah, he got hurt in preseason, dude. Like second week.
Yeah,
they're gonna run the ball through him. Rashad Bateman, second year. We didn't see a ton of him. I know they lost Brown.
I like him.
They still got Mark Andrews.
I do like Mark Andrews.
Second, third best tight end in the league. I mean, you
could argue
easy. Yeah. Kelsey, Waller, Mark Andrews, who else? I mean,
George
those
Kittle.
three.
I mean, he's definitely top five.
George Kittle. Yeah.
For sure.
There you go. So, I mean, I think he's going to get a contract. I know there's health concerns there, but I think
the defense is old too.
It's still
like
still Ravens ball. I mean, and I'm not saying that the Steelers can't be competitive. I just, from a quarterback perspective, I don't see Mitch Trubisky getting it done. And
I think Cleveland gets swept. I think that's a huge. I mean, if you're not the Cleveland Browns, I mean that's huge for you because that just bolsters your chances of making the playoffs or winning the division because you just look across and you're like, well, that's a W. Like,
it is, but Steelers and Browns do play the last week of the season, and
dude,
we won't name him. We won't say the name on this podcast.
We won't.
But there will be somebody playing quarterback week 18 that will not be.
But that's not enough. I mean, I'm just saying this is a division where we can automatically write off one team of like, there's probably no way they're making the playoffs. There's definitely no way they're winning the division, outside of a miracle. Like, I think they're a dumpster fire with Hunt wanting out. I think, dude, the Steelers, like, this is one of my other best bets. Like, take the win total over. Like, I mean, even before this Cleveland stuff, like, I was on that train because Mike Tomlin's never had a losing season.
I understand that. I get it.
This rookie looks good. I like Mitch Trubisky a lot. Part of me is like, I don't think you need to start Pickens right away. I think you could, like, if you're blowing someone out and you want to give them some series, you could do that. Like, I think this team's
to win the division is a little. I mean, hey,
I think it's built to win in cold weather. I think it's built to win at the end of the season.
I gotta go with I got to go
The
with the
Ravens can't pass the ball. I think I saw the best take. I think I shared it with you in our group chat of I want to say it was like Steve Young or something like that, saying like, yeah, the Harborough offense doesn't give Lamar a chance to shine in his passing. And I agree with that because that's been my critique. I don't want to be one of those guys of like, oh, he can't pass it. He's a running back. I'm not that guy. But then at the same time, I'm like, I don't see him pass the ball enough. I don't see him take over a game with his arm. And yeah, you can win games that way. But I think there's something to be said when you make the playoffs and have a first round exit, every year.
I mean, I hear what you're saying. It's all valid. It is. I think Lamar's a better quarterback than I think Lamar's a better quarterback than Mitch Trubisky. I just do.
Man, I think they're tight ends.
We're not even talking about the Bengals here, who literally
I know.
Like we're not even talking about the Bengals.
Burrow is automatic.
Ugh. Yeah, I mean we're not even talking about that. So, I mean, I think
it's going to be Steelers or Bengals. I don't think it's going to be Baltimore. I think Baltimore, dude, let's look at their win total right now. So they're at 9.5. I actually think that's pretty good. That's pretty on par. I don't see them really eclipsing that by a lot, but I don't see them going much under than that because they do have enough talent.
So how many wins do you think the Steelers are going to accumulate then if you have them winning the division?
God, dude, I don't know. At least 10 games. I know that's not a lot in a 17-week season. I mean, we're talking about that is the new 9-7.
It is, yeah.
But I do think I'd have to look at their schedule and see who else they're playing, but I don't know. Don't get me wrong. Joey B is good. The Bengals are a good team, but the defense doesn't pop out to me. I like Joe Mixon, but I think there are times he's a little overrated. They got wide receivers, but I don't think they really got a tight end. I don't even think they had one really last year, so I guess it doesn't matter. But yeah, dude, it doesn't. I don't know if I'm scared of that team, and I think that's dumb for me to say because this is a team that competed for a Super Bowl, played in the big game. But the Steelers at 7.5, when they've never gone under 9 games under Tomlin. You're talking about a 500 season out of the Steelers to win some money. I think that's really possible.
Playing with the sports books here, dude. Remember that too. They got him at 7.5 for a reason. And even after everything that came out with the Browns quarterback situation, it's still there.
I mean, before that, I think it was lower. I think they had him at something crazy, 6.5. I'll have to check my book when I got him earlier this summer. But yeah, dude, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be the Ravens, though. That's for damn sure. I know.
All right. Well, we got a debate then. Whole season, baby. We're going to be watching this one. All right. I'm going to take the Ravens. Right. And it's not that I don't want to take the Steelers for, our friend and stuff. It's just in my head, I'm just going based off of quarterback play. So.
No, I'm with you because that is the question mark in that division. I mean, you can say the Browns have a question mark, but we know why.
They do. Right. And I don't believe in that quarterback. I don't believe in Jacoby Brissett, right, that they're rolling with for this year. I don't necessarily 100% believe in him.
Oh, my God. They have Jacoby Brissett. Season. Good Lord.
I mean, they're going to have to roll with him for 10, 11 games. And then but what happens if Jacoby Brissett is 9-3 or something? Just what if? I mean,
he's not bad. I mean, he was pretty good as a backup and when he got started in New England. He wasn't bad or even in Indy, but yeah, dude. I mean, that's something the theme of our conversation this episode is just looking at teams, and it's just our confidence does go down to confidence in the quarterback. That's why you have questions about San Fran. That's why it's I can't pick Minnesota to win the NFC North because it's just all these things. It's if you have a question mark under center, that's my thing with Washington. I need to see Carson to perform, and then I'm all in, baby. But then Jalen's a question mark.
Hey, so you don't need to question that.
I need answers.
I've seen it firsthand. All right, I was there firsthand, okay?
Saw him slinging the pigskin?
I saw him slinging the pigskin, man. This man, Jahan Dotson out of Penn State. I mean, dude,
that's a nice pickup, too. He's going to be nice.
Just wait till week 1. We're going to be sitting here talking week 1. We're going to be like, whoa. Yeah, it's going to be
I could be surprised. I mean, there's just so much potential. That's one of my favorite things about this part of the season. It's just I don't want to say it's anyone's year, but it could be anyone's year.
Especially in that NFC, yeah. Especially in that NFC East. I mean, yes, the NFC East, but the NFC. I mean, it's not. We've talked about how the NFC is not as strong as the AFC. So,
I don't know. I mean, I think the NFC really is carried by the NFC West and potentially this next division that we're about to talk about. We'll actually know later because we're snake drafting it. AFC South. This is an easy one, right? This one, writing on the wall. It's got to be. It's got to be
the shoe, right?
That's what I want to say, but then I'm like, didn't the
Well, see,
Titans
I think
win last year?
they did for sure.
And I
Yeah,
picked
they
that.
did.
I picked
You
that.
did. I picked the Colts, and we missed it by a game or two. Well, they got swept, and they had opportunities. I mean, that was a back and forth battle. Whoa!
I'm
The
kidding.
defense
I'm
gave
kidding.
up a lot of points.
I'm just
Defense,
trying to-
you can't blame it all. I mean, they got placed. Look, it's a team sport too. I mean, there's defense involved as well.
Yeah.
They had JT too, which, you know, granted, he's a great
O-line, Quentin Nelson.
Great O-line.
Defense is nice too.
Carson Wentz had top 10 stats in pretty much every
No
category.
wide receivers though. I do not buy the Michael Pittman hype.
I don't either. I mean, I think he's good, but he's not a true number one.
No.
Like, he's just not a true number one. Not right now, at least.
He's not a number one on 3/4 of the teams in the league. He's just like.
I'm gonna take the Colts again. I do like this Colts team, and again, like, I am kind of jaded by this Colts team, like this because of I guess growing up watching Peyton Manning, you always kind of like had this like, you know, I don't hate the Colts. Like, who hates the Colts? Like, really?
No one does.
Even in that division, I mean, like, Jags an expansion team, Texans an expansion team.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like that. It's just there's not enough like grit and rivalry there to be like, oh, I hate this team, blah blah blah. It's just like the Colts are just like not a terrible organization. I think Jim Irsay is a hilarious owner. I just think he's a funny guy and stuff too.
Is the dome open or not?
I'm gonna pick the Colts to win that division with Matty Ice coming to town. Very winning quarterback in the NFL, up there with like Russell Wilson and stuff for his like first.
He's starting to win me over. I do think he still does throw a pretty ball. Yeah. And behind that O-line is a lot better than Atlanta's last year. So that is something.
Yep, I'm gonna root for our
first time he's had a running back.
First time he's had a really good running back in quite some time. Yes.
Yeah, pretty much average, dude. Since like what? You know, like they had Steve Jackson for 1 year. That was weird. And like
they had like Michael Turner maybe, and like
was it Tevin Coleman or something?
Tevin Coleman. They had Todd Gurley for a minute. I mean, like dude. I mean, that was like fall off. Todd.
I feel bad for him. You talk about a guy who like skyrocketed to like best player in the league and then just immediately got.
It's like Le'Veon Bell too, dude. Le'Veon Bell too. I mean, like all these guys who are like up here and then just out the league.
I mean, he really sabotaged his career though. It's like one of those things I think really 10 years down the line, not even 10 years, but now we can be like, what if Le'Veon Bell never went to the Jets? Like, you know, literally any other team. Like, it's like, what could have been, man? What could have been? I want to pick the Titans, but I can't, right?
It's up to you, dude.
Dude, no Julio. You got rid of your number one and AJ Brown. I can't name another receiver on that team. I don't know if they reloaded.
They traded for Robert Woods.
He's old. He's coming off injury. I love Bobby Trees. Don't get me wrong. Big Bobby Trees, Robert Woods guy, you know.
They still got the king.
That's all they got. And then on defense, I just like that's another big question mark too. Like, not really a pass rush. This is a team that honestly should have been Cincinnati in like the first round.
Yes, they should have for sure.
Yeah. Like, and like I can't trust Tannehill. Like,
yeah.
Do you think we see Malik Willis start any games this year? Outside of injury.
I don't think so. Not this year.
Unless their record's garbage and like
Tannehill
really underperforms.
Yeah. Which I don't know if I see that happening just because the rest of their division's just not great. We're not giving any credit to Trevor Lawrence or Davis Mills or David Mills. Either way,
Houston's still in that contention for worst team. I still think Bears and Seattle could be worse because I forgot. I saw some crazy stat that Brandon Cooks has the potential. Like if he averages what he's been averaging, like for I think 3 more years, he'll go down as like I think it was like second all-time receiving leader or something like that.
I don't know about that, but he's a very consistent receiver.
He is
be surprised at how consistent he is. I believe a little fun fact for all you little, whatever NFL fans out there. There are 3 receivers that have had 1,000 yards in 6 out of the past 7 years. What are the 3?
To have 1,000?
To have at least 1,000 yards in 6 out of the past 7 years. 3 receivers. I'll give you a hint. One of them's a tight end.
It's not Tyreek Hill, is it?
It's not
Not Tyreek
Hill.
Hill. Sorry. Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce's one.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good giveaway. And there's 2 more.
There's 2 receivers.
Is it Brandon Cooks?
Brandon Cooks.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah,
which is really that's actually the hard one. That
DeAndre Hopkins.
Not DeAndre Hopkins.
AFC or NFC? Golly, I'm stumped here. Not Adams. He hasn't been around that long.
NFC.
NFC.
I want to say he's
Lockett.
No, I want to say this guy's actually never had under 1,000 yards in his 8-9 year career.
Adam Thielen. No, golly, dude.
You know it.
Do I know it? NFC?
Yeah, we won his jersey at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh my God, that's right, Mike Evans, dude.
Yeah,
dude,
no, but it's like
nice.
Very, very productive receiver, and but when you think about it, you're like Mike Evans makes sense, Travis Kelce makes sense, but then you think about Brandon Cooks, and you're like,
well,
bounced around on like all these different teams with the same.
But he had Tom Brady, he had Drew Brees. Like,
I know, and he's constant, but he's also played with like bad quarterbacks with even last year. Yeah, and still put up 1,000 yards. Like,
because he has no one else to go to. No, he's very productive. He's still speedy. He's
productive guy.
You don't hear anything bad about him, I feel. Nah, dude, because part of me almost wants to be like, well, what if really Urban Meyers was holding the Jags back, and you see Trevor Lawrence return to his Heisman days, and we didn't have his first round running back, who we always played with in college, Travis Etienne, or however you pronounce the last name. Sorry, I'm totally butchering that. Etienne.
Etienne, yeah.
God, dude, you're always holding me down, man. Dude, you're the partially to my bias. Yeah. For our listeners, we just dapped up via Zoom.
Yeah, we just via dap up Zoom. I like that.
Yeah, sorry y'all missed that, but yeah, dude, I don't love this Colts team, but I guess they are the best team in that division.
Yeah, I'm kind of with that. I don't love them, but yeah. I think they're the best team in this division, so you got to kind of go with them. Yeah, solid all around. And I'm again, I'm not saying, call me crazy. I think I'd take Carson Wentz over Matt Ryan. I'm not just saying that because we got him either. I'm really not. I just think talk about age, and you
definitely
talk about
age,
just maybe just
mobility,
and just chip. I feel like Carson's got a chip. I'm a big chip kind of guy. I'd say, you got a chip on your shoulder.
All you've known is chip, man.
Dude, it's chip, dude.
And you're almost Chip Kelly at this point.
You got a chip on your shoulder. Nope. Everybody's talking all this shit about you. Dude, come out here. And this man was so productive in this NFC East not too long ago. And people forget, and this was not
that was under Doug Peterson offense.
Man. I don't care, dude. Scott Turner can open it up, and Ron Rivera's a guy where it's just he's gonna make sure that his team is tailored around what he wants. He was able to get a Cam Newton, big body, strong arm, and make something special with and just make that quarterback into what he was, and really
But I don't think Carson can play like that. I think he maybe has had too many injuries to he's not going to run like Cam. He never did run like Cam.
No, he's not going to run like that. No,
there were times he could. He could do impersonations.
Even you talk about injuries and stuff like that. This man hasn't been injured in a long time. He really hasn't. And if he's been dinged up, he's played through it. And it's not like he didn't miss any time last year.
Dude, double sprained ankles last year? Come on,
he's still playing on, dude. Tape him up and let him go, dude. He's fine. He's good. I think we're gonna see something. Yes, that's part.
It's just weird that the Colts are going back to this thing that they tried a year ago with Phillip Rivers. It's who's an old quarterback that maybe we can make a run with? I don't think the Colts are a Super Bowl team unless Matt Ryan has one last run in him. But just they are a good team. They're definitely a 10-win team at least.
Yeah, I would say so. And I would say so. We're going with the Colts.
I'll roll with the Colts too. I kind of want those Jags to be a little sneaky. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm dating a girl from Jacksonville now, but God, I don't know. But
she ain't a Jags fan though. She's a Washington Commanders fan, baby.
Oh yeah, she is. She said wherever she was going to graduate college from, she would then choose that team. So hopefully we'll get to go out to some games too. She just ordered her first jersey.
Who'd you get? No, don't tell me. All right, hold on. She ordered a jersey?
Yeah.
She get the burgundy or the white?
She got the burgundy. She went classic.
Okay.
I know. I told her your opinions. I was like, Holden really likes the black. He really likes the all white. And she's like, no, I kind of want just something traditional for my first one. She was like, okay, maybe the next one will be different,
Who'd she get? McLaurin?
No,
Who'd she get?
that's a pretty good. That would have been a good one too. That'll probably be our next one.
Did she get Wentz?
No, dude, that guy.
She get Chase?
Oh yeah, you know it.
She got Chase.
Yeah, she was talking.
Okay,
about
I respect Chase.
Like,
Chase, you can do it.
I was like, Chase will be on the team for another at least like 6 years. Like,
the only
hopefully.
two that I could see getting right now are Terry McLaurin and
for
Chase
sure.
Young for me. And like, I'm
well,
getting
Chase is still on his rookie deal. Like,
and he'll get
paid.
Bearing anything crazy, he should get paid.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, I'll probably snag me and my little bro some white terries by the start of the season. Yeah, white terries. And then once the black jerseys come out, yeah, that's probably when I snag my Chase Younger right there, baby.
Dude, that'd be tight. That reminds me, I got my mom a jersey, a Bills jersey. She was talking about that. She was like, which one's your favorite? I was like, Mom, I like them all.
You gotta go.
Like,
You gotta go, Josh.
Dude.
For your mom, dude, you gotta go.
Dude, my mom's team Josh. God, dude, I'm team Josh, dude. He's just cute, man. He's just like objectively a good looking human. Like, you know.
Sure, you're not talking about Josh Rosen?
Bro, did you see his stat line? Like, we are not going to talk about preseason at all, but like his stat line, he's on the Browns now.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It was terrible. I think it was like
Really?
6 of 20 or something like that.
Jeez, dude.
Absolute garbage. Anyway,
Gosh.
so wrapping it up, we only got one division left to really go through this, you know.
Let's get it, baby.
And it's that dirty South, that NFC South, brother. Dude, it's
a no-brainer.
It's gotta be, right?
Yeah, it's a no-brainer.
Right?
Yeah.
Gotta be the Bucks.
Yeah, as no-brainer. Bearing. I mean, we're not talking injuries here. We're talking on paper right now what the team looks like. No-brainer. The Bucks are going to win this division.
Did you take their over? They're 11.5. They had 13.
I don't really love.
I know you don't.
I don't really love.
I'm
not
the
biggest.
Those.
I know. Now that we are talking about
Mm-hmm.
this final division, I will tell you the 3-teamer that I put in.
Oh,
I put in a 3-teamer with the Tampa Bay Bucks.
I gotta write this down.
The Los Angeles Rams.
Ooh, I like that.
And the Buffalo Bills, all to win their division. You get that at about plus 350 for those 3 teams to win their division. I like that.
Nice.
And if you want, you can water it down, take out the Rams because it's so competitive. Take the Bills and the Bucks. That's about plus money. That's about plus 100, minus 104, depending on what book you use. Like those two, and you just coast on that, basically double your money. Like, I like that.
I like that a lot, dude.
That's what I'm taking.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you on that.
And I don't love doing those, but I did do that. So,
dude, is it crazy that I think that the Panthers could be better than we think? I can't really name anyone on their defense.
I wouldn't say it's crazy. I mean, they got Brian Burns. They got what's his face?
Was it J.C. Horn? That's not right.
Horn, kid from South Carolina.
Yeah.
They also have this dude. They got that kid that's a safety, something with an S.
Whatever.
Frick, I forget his name. But
dude, but it's just like they
do have some pieces.
Like,
no, DJ Moore.
Healthy.
I think DJ Moore is going to be a very solid receiver. Actually, DJ Moore's had
Ronnie Anderson still isn't bad either. Like,
no,
definitely better than he was on the Jets. Like,
almost quit football, but he was contemplating. No, actually, DJ Moore is somebody who's had 1,000 yards past 3 years, but he's never really hit that touchdown. Like, he's never had the touchdown production that you want.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to have a lot more looks this year. And with a healthy CMC, I mean, if he can stay healthy,
will that happen though? Will that happen?
If they manage his workload the right way, I mean, there's freak injuries everywhere, but I mean, like, I think they're going to try to manage his workload a lot better.
It's like he's made out of glass. It's just like,
I know.
But when he's on the field, he is like the best athlete.
He's the best. He's the best. He is so lethal.
Like, you and me are in the same idea that, like, wasting I don't say wasting, but using first round picks on running backs 9 times out of 10 will not work out in the long run. Or if so, it's just very lackluster. But like, when that first year or two, like when he was healthy, it was like, okay, no, this dude is absolutely a freak of nature. It does not make any sense, especially using him in the passing game. But I mean, if he's healthy, I mean, like, what is it? They got them at, I think, 6.5 right now, which is just kind of low because I don't think the Saints are going to be that good. I mean, I know they got
the Saints
wide receivers.
The Saints are definitely sneaky just because I think Kamara's not going to get suspended. Probably, right?
Yeah.
So you've got a Swiss Army knife there. You've got Michael Thomas coming back, right? Chris Olave.
He's nice.
I still think they have a fairly solid defense
Taysom Hill
overall.
at tight end. No,
Taysom Hill at tight end.
See, the defense actually is kind of nice.
If Jameis Winston can take that step, I still think they're going to be good. I still don't see them dethroning the Bucs right now.
No,
but I think, I don't know. I think the Bucs are going to win this division. We could sit there and talk about each team and how they coulda, shoulda, woulda. I think
who's on the Bucs secondary, man? I mean, they got a good front seven. Vita Vea is nice. Like, I think their linebackers are nice. But I couldn't name a cornerback or a safety on that team.
And they got the good safety.
But they're definitely a team that offense is so good. It's just like we just need to stop.
I think he's going into his third year now, actually.
Mm-hmm.
But no, he's a pretty solid safety, actually.
Running back doesn't matter. I feel like they do need a tight end. Tom does like tight ends, I think.
Gronk will be back toward the end of the season. Gronk will be back.
No, he won't.
He'll call him. He'll call. He'll get a call.
If there's anyone who
and he'll be partying. He'll be doing whatever. He's like, hey, you ready? It's week 11. We could use you. Yeah, why not? He'll do it.
He's like, yeah, I'll play a few. Bro, it's
he'll
like
do
freaking Chad Ochocinco or T.O. who are still like, yeah, I could go out on third down. So I could be a third down wide receiver. I'm like,
yeah,
what?
but Gronk is still he's still 33, 34. Like he's still
so many injuries.
T.O.'s 50. Like that's
still fast as hell though.
I'm sure he's fast, but
I know what you're saying. I don't know. I mean, it's just like a little too Brett Favre for me. Like, okay, how many times are you going to retire? Like,
he's retired because he doesn't want to go through all this freaking training camp that he doesn't need to go through.
That's still one of my favorite Gronk stories. I mean, there's a ton that are good, but like his of like faking doing conditioning, like the
on Zoom, like just like recording a ton of workouts and just like posting them or whatever. Like,
yeah, he was like, I would just change my shirt and just like loop it,
It's true, but
I was like, that's so smart.
I think you just got to go with the Bucs here, and I think that about nails every division we got here.
No, it does. It does. I'm half tempted. Golly, Atlanta is going to be really bad too. I think they're going to be really, really bad.
I thought that last year, and I'm thinking it again this year. And I think
last year 4.5 though.
At 4.5 wins, really? Wow. Well, see, last year I think I didn't take into account like Matt Ryan is still a good quarterback, like a very good quarterback, and I just was like, oh, they're going to be terrible, and like they still found ways to win games because when you have good quarterback play, sometimes it doesn't matter how bad your team is. I mean, yes, you need a whole team around you, but good quarterback play can help you win a few more extra games. If you're talking like win-loss total, Marcus Mariota, I don't see if you can really say Marcus Mariota is going to take you in. It's not to say we don't see that Desmond kid come in and play a couple of games for them. I mean, we could, right? If they start off sluggish and Mariota's not getting it done. What is it, Desmond Ridder?
Yeah, out of Ole Miss, I think.
I don't know. Yeah, Desmond Ridder. No, it's not Ole Miss. Is it Ole Miss?
Oh, it was Ole Miss.
I think it's
Ole Miss.
Doesn't matter. Yeah. He's scrub.
Yeah, we haven't heard anything about him. I feel like I've heard like, I mean,
he had a good first. He had a good first.
I've been hearing a lot about Howell.
Yeah, Howell, if you based it off of his freshman year, I think if he was eligible to come out after his freshman year, there's talks of him being like, first, second overall pick, just because he had such a impactful freshman year.
Well, and then about like Mitch, dude, or like even freaking
Cincinnati. That's where Ridder. Cincinnati was Ridder.
Oh yeah,
because they made the college football playoff with him.
Yep, they did. Right. He's a chip on his shoulder guy. He's got that. He's got that dog. But yeah, dude. Okay, wow. I may add Tampa win total over to my card because they're at 11.5. They had 13 last year. I don't think really that much has changed. But who's to say? But anyway, just recapping back best bets. I'm going to take the Packers win total under. I think they'll win in division. I think outside of it will be tough. I think they'll be exposed offensively. Steelers win over. Mike Tomlin's never had a losing season. I don't think he starts now. Bills. Take them for everything. Sprinkle it on everything. They're going to be. I think they really do have that potential to be the best team in the NFL, and like I think they really have the potential to blow some dudes out of the water. I'll take the Seattle under. I'm taking the Bears under, and definitely taking the 3-team parlay, the Tucciaroni special, and I'm gonna add Tampa on there as well.
Love it. Yeah, that's probably all I'm really. I don't really take a ton of futures.
No.
But I am gonna take that little 3-legger Probably also take a 2-legger with the Bucks and the Bills.
Yep.
Probably
And
sprinkle Super Bowl champion for the Bills and the Rams. I hate repeats. However, I really like this Rams team. And then,
so good.
you know, don't take this because it's probably, you know, very biased, but sprinkle a little bit on Washington at plus 500 to win the division, and, you know, sprinkle a little bit on the Super Bowl, because you never know. You know, if you have a team that you like, you want to sprinkle a little Chipotle money. I did it for North Carolina basketball last year. Almost made $1,000 off of it. You know, at plus 10,000. Yeah, still made a lot of money off of it because, you know, they had great cash out options.
Oh, that's right. I love that now.
But you know, at the odds that you get your squad at, you got to sprinkle a little bit because you can. Like, why wouldn't you put, you know,
dude, I'm totally with
on
you.
Your team to win? Like,
yeah,
why
like,
not?
Well, I feel like UNC. That's. I mean, this isn't the college basketball one, but like that's one that's like they're due like every 5 years. Like it's just that's just how it works. Like, you know.
I mean, so
maybe your teams do.
Hey, dude, if we win the Super Bowl this year, I'll say it like I said it last year. I will get a Carson Wentz tattoo if he wins the Super Bowl this year.
On your face.
Not on my face, but
okay.
You know.
On your dog. No, that's weird.
I can't do that.
Yeah, no, can't do that. The little pupper. All right, well, I think about this does it. That wraps it up. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe. Tell your friends, tell a family member, tell your coworkers, you know. Yeah, Holden, I gotta get that hat. We gotta get this merch rolling.
Oh, the hat from the parsley. Yeah. When you come in, well, I'll see you in a couple of weeks for
Aaron and Nias. Yeah.
Aaron and Nias, about a month countdown almost. Thinking,
Dude.
About a month. So I'll have it. I'll make sure I bring it so I can give it to you. I got to get all my Commander stuff from our friend Ryan too, because he's got some swag for me, all these knickknack stuff that I gotta, you know, koozies, all that good stuff that I got ready for September 11th.
For sure. All right, baby. Well, great episode. My name's Sean. I'm partial to those Buffalo Bully Bills.
Holden, partial on Washington Commanders, baby.
And this is
partially
bias.
biased.
Love you guys.